Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Investing Bros Saturday morning live show. It is 10 a.m., October 19th, and we have been promoting this show now all week, and it's finally here. In today's episode, there's no news. We're not going to do a lot of charts. We're going to be talking about what the top 50 for crypto will look like on CoinMarketCap at the top of the bull market. We're going to go 1 through 50, ranking which projects and which coins are going to be in what spots. You do not go anywhere. We're going to explain the significance right on the other side of our intro. But first, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and there we go. Let's roll the intro. All right. I am joined not only by Mr. T. Shroom, as we are daily. We also got Crux of Crypto here with us on the show, our local portfolio expert. How are you boys doing today? Let's start off, T. Shroom. How are you doing, my friend?
Well, Tim, I'm doing better than I deserve. And I know I don't say that very much, but I really am today. It's a special day. I'm going to see the Florida Gators, my favorite football team. I'm going to go see them play the Kentucky Wildcats at home in Gainesville, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a rough year to have Florida Gators as your number one team. But you know what? That's where true fans are born. When your team sucks, you persevere. Speaking of teams sucking, the opposite, I see you're wearing a Texas shirt there, Crux. Your boys taking on Georgia today. I'm very much looking forward to that game. How are you doing today?
I'm excited. This whole cycle has just been crazy. It's nice that football's finally here, kind of break us up from crypto a little bit. And, I'm super excited for the weekends now. I can enjoy it with the bros, and these Saturday live streams have been amazing.
Yeah.
So good to be here.
It's going to be another fun one. Prefacing this show, we always create content where we come up with an idea that I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is going to take us like 20 to 30 minutes. And then we always run long, right? So I think that this conversation is going to take all of the hour, maybe even a little more. But I want to go ahead, T-Shroom. I want to go ahead and show them the chart. We're just going to put the chart up front in front of people. But we're going to address each one individually. Let me even make everything bold here just for added clarity so people don't not read it well. You can go ahead and share my screen, T-Shroom, and let's take a look at this chart. This is what we're looking at right now. I got to move this. Got to move this group over here. We have got all 50 ranked. As I said, Bitcoin, number one. You guys can read through it. We're going to address a lot of the big ones on this list. We got our first 4 out, and we got top 50 current coins that we do not believe will still be in the top 50 by the end of the bull market. But before we jump in and dissect each, not going to go through each one, that would take a very long time, but some of the highlights of what's happening, go back to the screen, and I want to look at the top left corner. This is the significance of why it's important to know where coins would potentially be ranked. And it's because if you go back, I went and did the history and the digging back in 2021 of the dominance of the total market cap that these coins ranked would have. I didn't need to put 1 and 2. Historically, Bitcoin has 35 to 40% dominance. Ethereum at number 2 has roughly 18 to 20% dominance. But when you start going into number 3, all the way through 50, you get an understanding, both in 2021 and 2017, these numbers are very similar in the percentage that the dominance ends up having. Is this a perfect system? Heck no. There's no such thing as a perfect system. But in the world of analysis, you take the most details and data you can get. And because this is such an unknown future, the only thing to go with is say, well, historically, we've seen these rankings and these levels give us this percentage of dominance. And so to expect that to continue is the ultimate thought here. What you need to know is coins 3 through 5 normally, and the last 2 bull markets have had a 5 to 3% dominance. 6 through 10, somewhere between 1 and 2. 11 through 15, 1 and 0.5. 16 through 20 is about 0.5. 21 through 25, 0.4. 26 through 30, 0.3. 31 through 40, 0.25 and 41 through 50.2. Using that information, whatever you guys believe the market cap is going to be at the top of the bull market, if you create your own list of where you think a coin will be ranked, you would have a healthy understanding of the market cap of that project. Here in the Investing Bros, we believe that there's 3 potential opportunities for the top of the bull market. The first one would be an early top sometime around April of 2025 with an early bull market that would be somewhere around $6 trillion total across the crypto board. If the 4-year cycle continues and we go all the way into October or November of 2025, there's a more realistic chance we get all the way to 11 trillion. But there is that third and final scenario that is out there and is picking up steam, but it's a potentially extended bull market into 2026, potentially by the end of the year, getting the crypto market cap up to $20 trillion. I preface all that to explain the significance of these top 50 rankings. Of course, neither T-Shroom, Crux, or myself have a crystal ball. This is our expectation and our personal predictions. I guarantee there's going to be people watching here that we're going to go through this list and say, oh, that coin is way too high. Or, why don't you have my coin in the top 50? You guys can re-rank this however you want. This is a starting ground that you should be actually processing for yourself, so you're making your own proper price predictions. But we wanted to show you how that goes and how to think through when you're making these key level decisions for the long-term future, what that should look like. So, boys, are we ready to jump in and discuss this this beautiful spreadsheet that we made? Lots of colors, lots of good stuff.
Let's do it.
Icebreaker with the super chat early this morning saying, morning, bros. Well, morning to you too, Icebreaker. Glad to have you guys in here watching the show today. We're going to skip over, all right? So I don't think a conversation really needs to be had about the top 2. I spoiled the top one yesterday. It's Bitcoin. Even though some people are not feeling Ethereum, I just want to make sure people understand Ethereum. Let's go over and check the coin market cap levels here just so you understand. Ethereum, the difference between number 2 Ethereum and number 3 at the moment, USDT Tether in market cap is triple. It's got literally number 2's got triple the market cap of Tether. If you wanted to go over to the next highest crypto, we're talking about more than just about a quadruple, $317 billion market cap for Ethereum, despite the fact that it has not done anything here recently. It's been, up to this point in the bull market, one of the more disappointing coins, and it's still 4 times as valuable as the next coin on the list. That is why I just firmly believe it's going to stay in that number 2 spot. But let's start to talk about where we go from here. This is going to be a complicated part of the conversation. Let's talk about Solana here, Crux and T-Shroom. Solana, we have, or I know I have, and if you guys want to disagree and argue with it, you can. We have this at number 3. It's going to be jumping USDT. It's going to be jumping BNB. It currently on the coin market cap rankings is number 5. We have it jumping both of these and going into the number 3 slot. Tell me why you agree with that, or potentially what the problem for Solana could be. T-Shroom, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, so I think that Solana is rightly placed at number 3. You know, it's outperformed the rest of the crypto market except for Ethereum in terms of getting up to a higher market cap. So I think Solana's at an appropriate level there at number 3.
Yeah, Crux, what about you? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, when we look at the trilemma, we look at, Bitcoin being secure, or decentralized rather. We look at Ethereum being secure, and we need a scalable solution at number 3. Solana is currently that scalable solution. So yes, I do think it should be at 3, and it's done a good job doing so.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. Listen, Solana is a coin that Solana's a special place in the bull market where we are right now. Solana's really built for the average retail investor. It's not a decentralized project. It is centralized, but it's super easy and super fast for anyone to go on and build a crypto project. There's a reason why when you look at some of the top memes that are happening, they're mostly being built on Solana. When you look at some of the hottest NFTs, and I know NFTs aren't necessarily the hottest thing right now, but if you look at some of the biggest projects that have come out over the last year, they're being built on Solana because of its scalability, because of how fast it is. And you also hear rumblings that institutions are looking to potentially turn it into an ETF along with Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's both the institutional and retail coin. That's why I have it jumping up into that number 3 spot. Real quickly, let's address some chat here. We're going to get into this a little more. Piper, thank you for the super chat. You did say it. He said, good morning. No Ondo. Can you touch on why in the stream? We'll get to Ondo. Spoiler, it's at number 21. That's not an insult to Ondo. We'll explain while it's there here in just a little bit. The other one, though, we do want to address, and I didn't have this highlighted, so this is why it's very important we address the question here. MP said, why is USDT in there? USDT and USDC should not be there, right? Here's the thing. You would think no. Like, it makes a lot of sense that at the bottom of a bear market, when people are out of crypto and kind of waiting around, it makes sense why stable coins are at the top and the bottom of a bear market. That's just logical. You would think if all the money is deployed at the top of a bull market, that would make these stable coins extremely low. Well, that's not how it actually ended up working. Let me show you. If you guys have never used this tool on CoinMarketCap, I encourage you. Let's zoom out here for a second so I can see it. If you go to cryptocurrencies and historical snapshots, you can take a look at any date, any time, and see what the rankings looked like. For example, let's go to November of 2021, which was the top. We're going to come here on the 8th and take a look at the rankings at this time. Yep, Bitcoin, Ethereum 1 and 2. What's number 3 right here? And I'm going to make sure I was there. It's November 8th, 2020. Excuse me, everybody. I was like, that looked fishy. I was like, I don't think it's supposed to be there. Let's go to the 7th right here. All right, there we go. It wasn't number 3. That was Binance Coin. Number 4 was Solana, but Tether came in at number 5. And earlier in the bull market, Tether was actually closer to number 10. So during the bull market, you actually watched USDT climb in its ranking. And then the same can be said for USDC. Look at where USDC is sitting here at number 10. Whereas if you check out back in May, it's closer down here to 15 to 20. I can't remember what ranking. But historically, during the last bull market, we actually watched the stable coins climb during the bull market. And so that is why we still have, even though it makes sense for a lot of money to be deployed, we still have USDT sitting there at number 4. When we think about the future of how crypto is dealt with, there's a short that T. Shroom created the other day that I think portrays it beautifully. You know, Bitcoin is not going to be used as currency. And while some other cryptos in the future could be made that way, I think as we step into the world where everybody is actually embracing blockchain technology and using cryptocurrency, they're going to want to pay in something that makes sense. Well, everything that we've grown up with, that we're aware of, is priced in US dollars, but people hate US dollars.
Yeah.
What makes the most sense is rather than using at the moment, maybe in the future we use a different crypto, but instead of using Bitcoin or Ethereum or Caspa or Chainlink, use a stable coin that keeps everything priced responsibly. With that said, that means people will need to hold stable coins like USDT and USDC. So you're going to see on our list, going back, we got USDT at number 4 and we got USDC at number 7. Stable coins will still be a huge part of this bull market. But that's a very good question, MP. That's probably going to confuse a lot of people. But again, look at history. They actually perform very well in the bull markets. Let's move on to one of the bigger debates. Now, when we were setting this up, this is where there's a small clash. It's not huge, but it's a small clash amongst our team, and it's worth a healthy debate and conversation. Moving to number 5 and 6, Link, I have it number 5. I really am excited about what Link can do. Everyone here is excited about what Link can do. But the question is, will it surpass BNB? Some people are going to ask, will it surpass all these others? Because Chainlink's currently ranked number 15. But amongst our group, there's a conversation right now. Will BNB fall below Chainlink, the largest exchange token, or can Chainlink take that number 5 spot? I want to open up the floor to you, Crux, because this was one that you and I talked about a little bit. We decided this would be a great conversation to continue on the show. Tell me what your thoughts are about this ranking and how you would see it playing out.
Yeah, Chainlink, you got the biggest oracle. It's a good play. One of the strongest, I would say, 5 fundamental projects in crypto. You have real world data being integrated across Web3 networks. I'm very bullish on it. However, we look at the tokenomics and what happened in 2017 or so. This is their 3rd bull market. So as you go through bull markets, you go through tons of resistance going to the upside. That being said, we're about I think that all-time high was around $55, and we're currently sitting, around, let's see, Chainlink is sitting at, $11. So we're still quite a ways away from all-time high, so you have to get there through just all this resistance. And I don't think, I think it'll get outside the top 10, maybe 11, 12, or 13 or so. I don't see it overcoming BNB. or a couple of these other networks like Ada. But I do believe that Chainlink is one of the most fundamentally strong projects out there.
Gotcha. T-Shroom, anything you want to add to that before I give my take? But these are great points there, Crux. And that is kind of the scenario we're looking at. Chainlink hasn't moved a lot. Some people are thinking they like it long-term, but maybe this isn't the bull market. It makes that move. T-Shroom, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, Chainlink and BNB are very different coins, right? But they're kind of the matchup here. Until yesterday, I thought that this was an easy gimme to Chainlink because it's got so much more momentum. We know so much more about it, and it has a heavy association with a lot of big Wall Street firms, and Wall Street is driving the narrative this cycle, okay, with tokenization for sure. But what changed yesterday was that BlackRock went ahead and opened up talks. Evidence came out through Bloomberg that BlackRock and Binance, among other exchanges, have been talking, and they've been talking about the build coin, right? And so we don't know exactly how that's going to roll out, and if that's even going to really benefit exchanges much. I'm sure it's going to have to benefit them a little bit in order for them to host those coins, those tokens, the build token from BlackRock. But that would be the only path, I think, to BNB continuing to hold its supremacy over Chainlink. I think, but Chainlink at this point, I think, is still the favorite. So yeah, that's kind of my take.
Yeah, very good points, and I think you're right. I mean, that's brand new information we just received yesterday, so that does shake things up. I by no means am going to stake my entire reputation on saying Chainlink has to be number 4, but I'll explain why I think that Chainlink is number 5. It's going to be at least close to there, and it's going to have a special bull run, despite the fact, as people have said in the comments, it kind of moves like a snail at times. It's not doing a lot. As Crux pointed out, it's not a new coin, right? It's not like Ondo. It's not like some of these newer meme coins that have just had like 3,000% gains in the last year or so. What it is, though, is that it was created in 2017. Oh, you have a thought there?
Yeah, T-Shroom, you mind sharing my screen real quick? I wanted to do one last thing with Chainlink. So in regards to the tokenomics themselves, we didn't really understand so much in 2017 or before that on how these tokenomics really should be. How much should go to the company? How much should go to the team? How much should go to us as investors? But early on, especially with tokens like ADA, we had a large portion of those tokens that go directly to the team and early visionaries. So oftentimes you would get sell-offs that go across multiple years. And a perfect example of this is XRP. So, you're talking about 2 bull markets ago, tokenomics was not mastered at the time. I think this has been Chainlink's biggest issue. And then if we also go back and we can see in 2021, Chainlink, actually in the first peak, it did extremely well. So that's why I typically say Chainlink does extremely well in the first half of a bull market. So I'm thinking going into like the end of Q1 next year, Chainlink's going to be crushing it, but it didn't follow Bitcoin into the second half of the bull market going into November. And I guess that's another point that I just wanted to bring up.
Yeah, and great points. And again, historically, if you're only looking at the history of it, I think that Crux has an amazing thought there that will serve people well. All right. What I'm going to challenge, and I'm going to very much upfront admit this is a subjective opinion. I want to start off saying it's just my opinion. I think it's based off logical thoughts, and it's also about trying to predict how exciting and how hot this project will be adopted. But I believe there's a scenario in which it happens, and here's the reason why. So Chainlink, like Crux said, was created at the end of 2017. So it technically was alive for the 2017 bull market for a couple of months, but not very long. Like it was started in October, and then the bull market was over by December. So when we say it's been in 3 bull markets, it's been in 2 and a tenth. It wasn't in a lot of that 2017 one. But then even if you look at 2021, massive rallies on Chainlink, right? Because it was pretty low in the bottom of the bear market, but had a massive rally. But it doesn't answer the question of what Chainlink was created for. Cardano was the most special project in 2021. Cardano is the epitome of decentralized blockchain that is for the people who want to get away from centralized entities, who want to get away from the big man. And so it took the crypto world by storm, arguably being way overpriced. I don't believe Cardano should have been anywhere near $3 in 2021, but it was such an exciting hype and specific bull market coin that excited people at that time that it had a crazy run. That wasn't the bull market for Chainlink, and here's the reason why. Chainlink is not for the people. Chainlink, and I'm not trying to make an argument about decentralization versus centralization. I'm saying, is Chainlink a retail investor's coin? Maybe a little bit, but it's really made for the institutions. It's made for the banks. It's made for the government entities. It's made to transact money on a very large scale. That's right. The reason why we've seen such heavy praise given from BlackRock, partnerships with major banks, and SWIFT, the largest money transfer organization in the world. The reason why it's picking up steam, I think, in this bull market, it did early and it's kind of cooled off, but we're waiting for clarity about what the institutional regulation is going to be. But the future of institutional adoption in Chainlink, I think, has the largest potential of any cryptocurrency. The potential of Chainlink to transact all money transactions that happen across the world, that is huge. That is a multi-trillion-dollar business that Chainlink could have. But here's my other reason. Again, did Chainlink have an okay bull market in 2021? Okay, yeah, it was fine. It wasn't the institutional bull market. 2025 is going to be the bull market of institutional adoption. And therefore, the coins that serve the institutions like Chainlink are going to outperform, in my personal opinion, the coins that more serve only the retail investor like Cardano. So while I'm going out on a little bit of an edge here to give it a high ranking of number 5, you could easily, I could see anyone having this just a top 10 coin, maybe number 8, number 9. I'm going to go big here. I believe that Chainlink is super special, and we are about to see regulation and clarity on that front. We are about to see banks and major moves from traditional finance into the blockchain Web3 financial world, and I don't think there's a single project out there that stands to benefit more than Chainlink. That's why I have it at number 5. But let us know in the comments, what do you think? Is 5 way too high? Is it too low? Where do you have it ranked? That's going to be a fun comment to read down below. Let's move on. We talked about Chainlink, BNB, kind of arguing right there where they should be. We've talked about the stable coins. Let's get into a couple other coins. Let's just run through them. Number 8, number 9, AVAX and XRP. The reason I'm bringing these up is because when we get into 10 through 15, these are literally the Doge, ADA, SUI, CAS, Tron, TON. Those are toss-ups right there. I'm just going to be very honest with you. We'll discuss that in a second. Those are toss-ups that any of the 5 could be ranked number 10 or number 15. I'm anticipating they're going to be very similar to each other when it's all said and done. But just above that pack, not quite in that top 5 group, not quite BNB and Chainlink level, but we have AVAX, also a real-world asset coin. And then, you guys can hate me. That's completely fine. I still believe, despite the fact that Chainlink's going to steal someone's thunder, XRP has a place in this bull market. I believe it's going to be just a hair above and beyond what we're going to see from the ones right beneath it, like Doge, Cardano, SUI, Caspa, and so on and so forth. Crux, I want to get your take on this one. Do you agree with that? Do you think XRP still has the potential to be in the top 10, or is this a coin that's going to massively disappoint people?
I think XRP will do well this cycle. I think it'll slightly outperform Bitcoin from here. Maybe, a 4, 5, 6, even a 10x possibly. That's kind of pushing it. But the thing about XRP is a lot of people are saying it's dying. However, this is the only crypto, well, one of the only cryptos that have been in the top 10 since 2017. We've seen the likes of Zcash. We've seen Monero. We've seen, Terra Luna. We've seen many projects drop out of the top 10. XRP has been here with over 100 billion market cap at that time, and has never left the top 10. So that being said, I do think it'll, by the end of this bull market, we'll still be in the top 10 on XRP, and I'm still bullish on the project.
Yeah. T-Shirt, what about you?
Yeah, I think XRP is one of those coins right now that it could go and perform really well, like as the story that Crux kind of just told. I think also it could be one that continues to fizzle out, as we've seen so far. And at the end of the day, the market has predicted for us, the direction it will go into the future. And that has not been a very positive direction, right? I believe that the market is an efficient mechanism the longer period of time that you're analyzing the underlying asset. And XRP has sold off, and it has underperformed the rest of the cryptos. It still maintains a very large market cap, though, and so that is the part where it's you have to say, well, maybe could it have a chance? And I think XRP, it still has a chance. That's what I would characterize it as. It still has a chance to even get back up and compete with Chainlink that we just discussed. A lot of the same applications replacing Swift and being the banker coin that I believe Chainlink is going to be. XRP still has a legitimate claim to being that, right? And it does have that advantage of being around so long. It also has the advantage of if and when it completes this regulatory onslaught that it's been through, that it will be post-regulatory clarity. It'll be up there with Ethereum and Bitcoin, maybe not in market cap, but in legitimacy from Wall Street and legitimacy from Washington and other regulators. So for me, it's kind of a coin flip. It's why I've stayed away from XRP, because I want to be in coins that I'm certain are gonna do well, and I think XRP could do well, but I just don't know that it will. So, but I don't fault people who are staying in it because they think it could be big. I think it's a fair investment, especially if you understand regulation, more than the average person. If you feel that you have an edge, maybe you're an attorney, maybe you've have some kind of experience there. I think you would probably know better than I would, right? So.
I think so. Even something to think about when it comes to these altcoins, XRP, with the exception of that weird pump you got back in July of 2023, right, where we had the news that the lawsuit was over, it did an 100% gain in one day, and then over the next couple of weeks fell back to lose all of those gains. Yep. It didn't get the same pump that the rest of the crypto space got in October of 2023. And my point here, if you go to my screen, it's number 7 still. Despite the fact that this coin has done very little in this bull market, it has maintained not just its top 10 rankings, T-Shroom, it's at number 7. Now, again, I have it falling down to number 9. But my overall thought here is, could XRP be in trouble and go down? Absolutely. That potential's on the table. But the fact that it's maintaining its top 10 ranking despite not having any major moves, and the fact that I'm going to use a similar argument, even though I think Chainlink stealing some thunder, right? There's a lot of anticipation that XRP would be the banker's coin, that all banks would adopt XRP for their use case. I think Chainlink's stealing some of that, but it's still a banker's coin. It's still going to be utilized heavily by institutions. There's rumblings about XRP right behind Solana, potentially getting the 4th ever cryptocurrency spot ETF, right? So I think that if you don't want to invest in XRP, that's completely fine, right? There's going to be so many other projects out there that make money. But to fade it, to short it, to say that it's going to zero, I believe is a little bit hasty and a little foolish, because I think this is a coin that could spark a little bit of magic in this institutional bull market. People, I said this on Paul Barron's show the other day, people are way too quick to make long-term judgments about coins based off of limited data and emotions at any given point in time. If you asked people in July of 2023 where XRP was going to be, they're going to say number 3 coin. It's going to get to $20 easily. It's going to be the darling of the bull market. And then only a couple weeks later, people are back to saying it's over, it's dead. Guys, it's not alt season yet. It is too soon to be judging altcoins based off of their price performance. In January, we can reconvene to this conversation, but I think there's still a lot of magic kind of slipping beneath the surface for XRP. I'm not predicting $20. I'm not predicting $10. But new all-time highs are not crazy. Adoption by institutions is not crazy. And to me, I think it maintains its top 10 ranking through this bull market.
Yeah. And again, another note on XRP. It's a small group of people that understand the trajectory and the future for XRP. And all those people are very top, talented legal minds, and they understand how this judicial system is going to play out, how the SEC and its relationship with the judicial system and Ripple Labs is going to play out. But the reality is a lot more people understand coins like Bitcoin and Cardano and Ethereum. And so those are coins that are better understood, and I just think that when the market better understands a project, there's going to be less whipsaw volatility when that knowledge gap finally gets filled in the future. I don't want to be around if the whipsaw is to the downside for XRP. If it comes out that all of their relationships with these big banks have gone stale, have gone cold, and they're going to have to really work hard to earn back that market share because from coins that haven't been brought into the principal's office for the last 3 years. So that, and then there was also a comment here saying, "Oh well, Bitcoin is the new banker's coin." Maim said, "Banker's coin today is Bitcoin, BlackRock's darling." The difference there is that you're not wrong, but the way that we use the term banker's coin in crypto. It would be the coin that's replacing Swift. So it'd be a fast transaction, actually settling contracts, settling contracts. So versus Bitcoin would more than likely, it's kind of a banker's coin in a different sense, in that it's going to be the collateral used for loans for wealthy individuals and groups to be able to get cheap money through loans.
I think an even simpler way to say it is, hopefully, with the concept of investing, you can get wealthy on a lot of these projects by investing in them. But the purpose of XRP or Chainlink isn't to stash and maintain large portions of wealth. They have real world use cases that companies, organizations, and individuals are going to use it. Same for Ethereum, same for Solana, same for Cardano. Can you build wealth with these assets? Absolutely. But they have real world applications that you can use them for. Bitcoin, the use of Bitcoin is simply to store wealth. There's nothing better than Bitcoin, I believe, on the planet. Now, there's going to be some gold nuts out there that say gold's still better. There was a large mine just discovered, by the way, though, guys, that I think someone said if that mine gets completely done, it's like 70% of our total supply at the moment. So we'll watch out for what happens with gold. My point is, though,
sounds like Bud.
Bitcoin.
Was that the Africa Bud?
I don't know. I came across that article late last night, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. I wonder what Peter Schiff's going to say.
Yeah, that sounds like Bud.
You think it's fake news?
Well, it's like what? Gold's at an all-time high. Keeps putting an all-time high. So, of course, there's going to be forces that try to
we'll
bring the price down. Yeah.
We'll have to fact check. The point is,
that's got to be a lot of gold.
Let's say it's a lie. Let's say that story's a lie, and gold is still value. I still see in the next 20 years, maybe 10 to 15 years, Bitcoin surpassing gold in market cap, because it is the greatest, most secure asset the world has ever seen for storage of wealth. So will banks adopt it and use it for wealth? Absolutely. But no one's going to use Bitcoin blockchain to transact money back and forth. They're going to use Chainlink. They're going to use XRP. They're going to use some of these other coins as well. So we're going to move on, though. XRP, again, that's probably another hot. The top 10 really were probably the hottest debated coins.
Yeah.
But I think from here on out, it's not that the debate's going to stop. It's just it gets a little less crazy opinionated. I say that there's going to be someone in chat that goes nuts when we don't talk well about their favorite coin. Let's get into, as I already said,
going nuts in chat.
And as I already said, 10 through 15, there's these 6 coins that I think are pretty interchangeable. Dogecoin, Cardano, Sui, Caspa, Tron, and Ton. Let's stop real quick and just explain. Some people might be watching the moment and saying, what are these colors on here? Yellow, go back to the screen here, teacher. Yellow simply means let's talk about it, right? So this coin has a reason we need to talk about why it's here. Orange are our real-world assets, okay? So you see Chainlink, AVAX, Ondo, and Pith are real-world assets, one of the hottest parts of crypto, I believe, in this bull market, so that's why we are highlighting those. The teal, or the light blue, are potential meme coins. We'll address them as we go forward, but the reason Doge is blue is because it's a meme coin. All right, so Doge at the moment is a top 10 coin. Cardano is sitting at currently number 11. I put it back in the spot. Tron and Ton are sitting there right there around 10. Ultimately, it's not that these coins won't make a lot of money, but Doge, Cardano, Tron, and Ton, I don't think they're going to have the same runs that people are hoping for. I think a lot of people are looking for big moves, and there's going to be higher prices coming for all 4 of these projects. But hovering right there on number 10, I think you're going to find that these are borderline. I don't like the word safe here, but safe investments, safe 5x, maybe get up closer to 10x. But not anything crazy. As we start getting out of the top 10, these are the possibilities for these coins to do the 15, 20, 30 X's that will make people a lot of money. Sui and Caspa would have massive gains getting up here, making an argument for a top 10 coin. Sui, I believe, let's go take a look at their current rankings. Caspa's already climbed pretty well. Caspa coming in at the moment at number 28. But when we take a look at Sui is still, where are we on Sui? Did I pass it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's actually higher. You're right. Sui's up here around number 20. It made a big gain. All right, it was just number 22, I think, the other day. So Sui continuing gains. It's at number 18. So not as large of a move for Sui to get up there, but the point still stands. To make it into that top 10 ranking, we're talking about having potentially around a 1% dominance of the total market cap. This would be astronomical for the projects of Sui and Caspa. When it comes to Doge, Cardano, Tron, and Ton, I'm going to say there's a lot of maxis that are going to be disappointed. Like, I know a lot of Cardano people saying Cardano's a legitimate still top 5 project. I love Cardano, but no, it's not a top 5 project, not in an institutional bull market. Dogecoin, with that recent hype from Elon Musk, simply saying the words, yeah, Doge. Hey, that's exciting, but we need to see something really happen before we're crowning Doge a top 5 coin. And then Tron and Ton, these are coins that have had special moments throughout the bull market, but I need to see a little more for them to say that I'm going to keep them highly in my top 10 and make some bigger moves. I think that these 6 coins are very equal, very similar. I'm not predicting an exact tie of market cap, but I wouldn't be surprised if all of these coins are sitting somewhere right around $150 billion. Like all of them. One's like 140, one's at 160, one's at 150, one's at 147. I think they're all going to be in that grouping all alongside each other. What do you guys think? I'll start with you, Crux.
Yeah, I think this list in this order actually looks good to me. I'm looking at Tron most likely by the end of the bear market actually moving up because they're the number 1 holders of USDT. So they typically do extremely well in a bear market. I like ADA, I like SUI, I like Caspa, Tron, and Ton. Now, so Ton, it's kind of just the way that they shot into the scene this cycle. It's very interesting. We typically don't see cryptos jump right into the top 10 in their first bull market. However, they have a very scalable network. It's very fast. It's very efficient, and they have the social network that T-Shroom was talking about the other day on live stream. Caspa, SUI, and ADA. You know, this is, again, a toss-up between these 3. I'm not sure which one will end higher, but I think all 3 of them will be around the 11 to 15 spots. Yeah.
Real quick, before T-Stream goes, I want to just chat. Someone said, I see world coins on there. Tim can't be happy about that, so just for buying. Also, Ab Suspect says SUI, another project with a huge unlocks coming. You know, he's probably also talking about Ondo. You know, people are really concerned about Ondo and SUI with big unlocks coming. I want to make sure people understand this list. We're not saying these are the top 50 gainers, right? We're not saying that this is the ranking system of which will have the greatest profits. We're not saying that these are the best ones that have the biggest price impact. There could be a coin on this list that climbs up the list, but its price does very little gains because of a massive unlock. This list symbolizes from number 1 to 50 the largest market caps. What the tokenomics do affects the price dramatically. But even if Ondo stays, and I think currently we're trading at 80 cents. Let's just pretend Ondo stays at 80 cents, but they have all these unlocks and the market cap climbs up highly. They're going to keep climbing because rankings are not based off of price movement. They're based off of market cap. So when I have WorldCoin on here, when I have projects that have big unlocks coming high on the list, that might hurt their ability to make a lot of money in them investing. But unfortunately, what you're looking at here on this list is it doesn't matter what the price is. It matters what the market cap is. And even with large unlocks, if projects like SUI and Ondo are massively adopted, even with all those unlocks, the amount of money that flows into them for market cap will still climb dramatically. So for the sake of this video, unlocks have really no effect on where coins will be ranked in the top 50 because that only has an effect on price. It doesn't affect the market cap. That's why the coins are the way they are. But we can have that conversation in a different video. Are SUI and Ondo worth investing in with the unlocks that they have coming down the road? Wanted to clear that up. T-Shroom, I'm throwing it to you. What do you think about 10 through 15? Would you order it differently? Do you like it as it currently is? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously having, a meme coin, leading out that category, that bracket is a little bit sus, right? So I think it could maybe see Doge come down quite a bit. Right, but remember that these brackets, they could all, flip-flop around, and, we would feel that we still made pretty good predictions here. So, yeah, I think ADA probably would be lower on that list, too. I think that they've had many opportunities to gain traction with investors and try to get some allocation, and they just haven't been able to execute on that for whatever reason. And not to, I don't like that. I wish that they would get more allocation. I wish that I was more excited to buy ADA. Let's see. I think Tron is appropriately, towards the bottom of that list. This is one, that I feel that could potentially even be in a lower bracket, right? But it is a very significant coin in a lot of Asian countries, and Ton coin, I could even see potentially be higher. SUI, I think, it's appropriate to be at the top end of that bracket, not quite in the top 10. Right, but be closer to the top end because it's just it has capitalized right on its opportunity. It did well and it kept doing well, and it's been able to hold a lot of these price levels. So that's good. Yeah, so I think Toncoin probably could be higher. ADA could be lower. But overall here, I think, as a category, these are the names that would be runners up to the top 10, that would be knocking on the door, but not quite opening the door to the top 10, but still keeping traders and investors pretty satisfied.
It's funny. I saw someone in chat say Injective is going to be a top 10 coin. Guys, there's probably like 20 coins that have that feeling of like they could be a top 10 coin. You can't have 20 top 10 coins. You can only have 10 of them.
Yeah.
And I really do think that, so we're getting into the world right now where there's a lot of debate, a lot of conversation. I think it's going to be very hard. That top 10 list, maybe you shake it out, maybe you change it around a little bit. It's going to be very hard for any of those coins that we have in that top 10 to fall out of the top 10. They've already got such a nice head start. They've got such great fundamentals into what this bull market is going to accomplish. So we're not insulting any of these coins that we're putting outside the top 10. We are just saying there's a lot of great cryptos out there. And also, I want to make sure people understand the probability of this list being right and being perfect, I'm going to put it at a 0.0001% chance, right? This is like trying to choose, if anyone watches college basketball in March Madness brackets, no one in the history of betting on college basketball playoffs has ever gotten a bracket completely correct. That's not the point. The point here is to be as close as possible and based off the information we have at the moment, trying to rank where these coins are going to be based off of which ones are better. I mean, if you guys want to know the method of how we did this I think we did this Wednesday. We literally took this, go to my screen teacher, and we would do things like, all right, Injective. Let's focus on Injective. Is Injective better than Ondo? No. Is Injective better than Near? No. Is it better than Aptos? No. Tau? No. Dot? No. Stacks? No. ICP? Yes. All right. So we went through and we literally went every single coin. Is it better or worse? We didn't say, does this coin deserve to be a top 10, top 15, top 20? We said, all right, based off of what is ahead of it at the moment, would we replace a higher coin? And the answer is no, you drop it down. And so Injective people out there, you love Injective, I love Injective. Injective is going to make people a lot of money. I got a big bag of Injective. I just can't see it getting into the top 10. I don't even see it getting in the top 20. Not because it's not good, just because there are so many other projects that are also very good, that are also very valuable, that money's going to flow into. That's why it sits a little further back. I would love to be wrong. My portfolio would love to be wrong. I would love for Injected to be a top 10 coin. I would make a lot of money in this bull market. But there's not necessarily the evidence at this time to rank it that highly. If that changes, we can update this for sure. But for now, it's going to sit down there. Let's keep moving on here. Let's get into the next three coins you're going to see are all blue. I see Crypto Stevo in chat. Good to have you in here, Stevo. Asking about those colors very quickly. Orange simply means real world assets. Blue are meme coins. Green are our AI tokens. And then yellow are, hey, this coin's in this spot. Let's talk about it because there's an argument for or against its spot. Let's go into Sheeb, Pepe, and bonk or whiff. This is going to be an interesting thing. You're going to notice both 18 and 43, there's two different coins in their spots. And the meme coin world is going to be really hard to make a call on. Crux had an interesting theory in our conversation that we could potentially see 20 to 25 meme coins in the top 100. But when you get into the top 50, I think there's only a spot for so many of them. And that's why at number 18 and 43, you see options. We'll either see bonk or whiff be up there in that area. I don't see a world where they both stay that high. I think at number 43, that area, you're going to see Floki or Brett. Not both of them sitting up there in the top 50. So in case you're wondering what that is, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's focus on 16, 17, 18, three meme coins in a row. Sheeb, little brother to Dogecoin, but still building a lot of great things. Pepe, the historical meme, well before crypto was a thing, but continuing into the crypto world. And then two of the new hot dog coins, Bonk and Dog with Hat. Crux, I'm going to start with you. You are probably, of the three of us, the bigger believer in meme coins. Explain these three and what you're thinking and what people should expect from them.
Yeah, it's looking like every bull market, we're starting to get this blue chip meme. So the last bull market, we got SHIB. 2017, we had Doge. I'm thinking Pepe is going to be the big mover this cycle. I think it's kind of your best risk to reward in the sense of making gains. But that being said, we have Bonk and Whiff that have moved very similar throughout this whole bull cycle. And then, it's interesting with these memes because it's tough to, people ask me, which one should I put my money into? Instead of going, $100 into two, I would probably tell them put $50 into both. Or $100 into one, I'd put $50 into two, because it's extremely difficult to evaluate these things. However, we have seen Mog, we've seen Popcat, we've seen the SPX play. We've seen at least four in the past 2 weeks, meme coins jump into the top 100. So we've currently gotten to 15 different meme coins that have been in the top 100 before. And the interesting part about these is none of them have went to zero. So we talk about risk to reward. I've seen Terra Luna collapse after being in the top 10 and going to zero as a layer one. We look at these, Web3 crypto products and we're just like, okay, it's not risky because there's a team of developers, there's early visionaries, this, that, and the third. But with meme coins, 100% of the supply are automatically minted, usually at the beginning. So it has like 69 trillion, 420 billion, some weird arbitrary number. But we know that there's not too much, once it at least gets into the top 100, there's not too much of an influence to dump it, because we've never seen a meme coin get into the top 100 and get rugged. So I've been, fairly bullish on meme coins this cycle, but I do think Bonk and Whiff are also two projects that I would not sleep on. Bonk's a little bit more on the meme side than Whiff is, I think. I think Whiff's building a little bit more in the background, but I think both of them will do very well this cycle.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're both continuations of the Doge and Sheeb meme, the dog coins, but they caught a lot of attention. Again, those are both Solana meme coins. We talked about earlier when talking about the Solana coin. I mean, they've been two of the hottest meme coins this cycle. I don't love meme coins. I'm not shy about it. I don't invest in meme coins, but I'm not going to deny price action. I just always tell people, be very cautious when investing in memes. And even this thought, Bonk and Whiff, maybe they're both in the top 50. Maybe they're both sitting there in the top 20. I don't know. But I do think there's a level of where they're very similar. They're based off of similar jokes. That's what memes are based off of, similar jokes. There's kind of at the moment, they're both doing well, but hey, choose your runner, choose your fighter. And when the community chooses which one it likes better, we don't know which one's going to be chosen, but one will drop off and fall back, and the other will move forward. So that's why we have it split right there. There's going to be a champion of one of those two that does very, very well in this bull market. I think Crux put it perfectly, though. You got $100 you want to invest in meme coins, and Bonk and Whiff are your favorites. Don't try to choose which one's going to win. Hedge your bets. Go 50 in one, 50 in the other. And some of that 50 is going to turn into a lot of money. Some of that 50 is going to turn into a little bit of money. But that is a proper risk structure to your meme coins. It is 10:47, excuse me. 10:47. We're going to keep moving on here and get into these other ones. Now, real quickly, it's not highlighted. Briefly, though, we discussed Uni at 19. That's a little bit of a jump for Uni. But this is going to be something huge as the bull market heats up. Uniswap is still the largest swap. I'm a big believer that Jupiter can do special things, but we have Jupiter at number 37. I don't think it surpasses Uniswap this cycle, even though earlier we thought that was a potential. Uniswap, people swapping is going to be a big deal. That's why it's in the top 20. Now we're getting right outside of the top 20. Render, Ondo, Near, Aptos, Tau, FET, this area right here, these are all very good projects. These are all projects that I said earlier, they have that emotion of like, man, this coin could be a top 10 coin. Well, the problem is there's 20 coins that are stronger fundamentally than they are right now and stronger investment-wise than they are right now. So this is still a compliment to these coins. These are still very strong projects, great investments for people, but they just cannot be in the top 20. I guess Render we have at number 20, but they can't be in the top 20 because there's just other projects that are better than them. As a whole, as we kind of round out that list right there, 20 through 25, T-Shroom, I'm going to throw it to you. Any thoughts there you want to add to people? Which on that list of those six is the most exciting ones for you?
Well, it's definitely Ondo by far. I mean, Look, like this is the institutional cycle, right? Institutions are showing that they are extremely interested in tokenization, real-world assets. Those terms are synonymous, right? And so I'm the most excited about that narrative. I'm most excited about the narrative that the people with all the money are excited about, right? That's the way that I look at it. Now, you could say a similar thing about AI, right? But AI is a little more complicated. So I've expressed my views on AI quite a bit out there. I'm somewhat bearish on it. I do hold Tau of this list, of the AI list here. I hold none of the others at all. Right now, I could come out at the end of this bull market, and AI will be the best performing narrative, right? And I will have completely miscalculated it, and I'll be completely okay with that, by the way, because I have a lot of Bitcoin, right? But at the end of the day, I think that I'm a little bit of a bear on AI. I do have some Tau, and I'll share my views and opinions on why I'm a little bit bearish on AI in the Discord, so you guys can jump in there. I won't take up too much time here, but of this list, Ondo and Tau definitely are my most. And Aptos, I think could also have a really good good sprint here after its kind of sister coin Sui has kind of slowed down and cooled off.
Yeah, I figured you would say that. I'm in the same boat. Guys, Ondo, people are going to say it in chat, a huge unlock coming. Guess what? Ondo's not going to 50x. Ondo's not going to do crazy. But we've talked about this in an Ondo video in the past. This ranking is based off market cap. The market cap for Ondo could potentially 50 to 70x, right? That doesn't mean the price will. There is a massive unlock coming. I think realistically, the expectation on Ondo in this bull market should only really be like 10 to 15x, right? The market cap is going to take a big move, but so is the supply, and therefore that diminishes the price gains, which is your investment. But moving forward, like this is what I think people should understand is you probably want to get exposure to Ondo, to track it, to think about it, to be aware of it. You don't really track things you're not invested in. Ondo's going to be a good investment this bull market. The next one, once it gets these large unlocks out of the way and gets closer towards its total supply, Ondo could continue to tear in future bull markets. We're very high on it. It gets to number 21 this bull market. Let's move on very quickly. Dot, we see slipping. I like Dot. I like what Dot's doing. But there's just no excitement. There's no real big moves coming. We think it's slipping out of the top 20 or out of the top, 20, going down there to number 26. Stacks has potential to go a lot higher, but Stacks, not seeing anything exciting moving. We talked about Injective earlier. Love Injective. Have it coming in, climbing up to number 28. Let's move on, though, to some of these yellow ones. Conversations to be had. BC8, Bitcoin Cash. Now, I want to preface this by saying I will never invest in Bitcoin Cash. Ethereum Classic is another one that's going to be dropping out. We have that in our list over here. These coins are all dropping out of the top 50. I don't like the Ethereum Classics. I don't like the Bitcoin Cash. I don't like BSV. That doesn't mean that they won't perform decently. And Crux, for this one, I want to throw it to you. Why do you think Bitcoin Cash can not only maintain a top 50 ranking, but be a top 30 coin?
Yeah, so very similar to XRP, you do have Bitcoin Cash. It did make a lower high in the 2021 bull market than it made in the 2017 bull market. So you have this legacy crypto, or the people in the comments are calling them dinosaur cryptos at this point, but it has a, $7.2 billion market cap still. It's nothing to scoff at. And I talk about like Sui, Sui's still sitting about 5.5 billion or so in market cap. So for Sui to catch up to XRP, you're already looking at a 6x. So just because it's a dinosaur coin, it still has, these new shining projects still have to catch up to the current market cap. And Bitcoin Cash has been heavily adopted by many institutions. You're looking at the names of PayPal and, these big players in the space. They want something that's secure. They want that fork of a good product that has proven itself. And I think Bitcoin Cash is here to stay. This thing is, it may not get you the most gains or anything. It may not be the most beautiful coin, but go and compare it to what Bitcoin's performance has been from the bear market low to this cycle's high, and it has outperformed Bitcoin. So,
yeah. I think that's great points. Again, that's one that it doesn't like sit well in my head of like my heart of being like, do I want Bitcoin Cash to be that high? And like, no, I don't want it to be that high. But there's some logical reasons as to why it can maintain that high of a ranking. That's why we have it there. Let's keep moving on. 31 is going into Adam. We're gonna get into some conversation here that's gonna take us all the way to number 44 spot. Arbitrum and Optimism. These are, we could have put Optimism, Arbitrum, but we went with Arbitrum, Optimism. Arbitrum has been being used the heaviest of the Ethereum layer 2s. But notice number 44 on this list is Polygon, formerly known as Matic. It is still at this point the highest. Well, actually, I say that. Let me fact check myself because things have changed. Is Matic still the highest layer 2? Matic, Paul, ex-Matic, has fallen to number 32 Where's Optimism and Arbitrum? Are they still technically below?
I think
Yeah, they are.
Arbitrum.
Okay. Arbitrum, I
Yeah.
think OP2. Where's OP? I must have passed OP. There
Sure
it is.
there.
It's right here. 42 and 46, right? So they're below Polygon, Pole. But the trajectory of these two projects, the trajectory of these three projects, they're going in opposite directions. Arbitrum and Optimism picking up steam, picking up adoption, picking up use case, picking up, just executions, right? Polygon has fallen off a cliff. And yeah, people are going to kind of ride on that. They had that Disney deal. They had the Disney and Coca-Cola deals. They're still the highest ranked ones. Their trajectory is just not great, and they're just not picking up any steam. I see this as being one of the main stories and headlines is Polygon, Pole, formerly known as Matic, ends up dropping off, maintains a top 50 ranking, stays at number 44, stays in the top 50, but I think it's passed by Arbitrum and Optimism coming in right there around that 30 ranking. T-Shroom, what are your thoughts here about these coins? Do you agree that Paul is falling off and it's time for a new king of the Ethereum layer 2 space?
Yeah, well, let me just give you all kind of the hack here. It's similar to AI. You can just completely abstain from an entire narrative if you want to. You don't have to be diversified into every narrative, right? That is what I've chosen to do with Ethereum Layer 2s. I think that there will be a winner, but I don't know what it is, right? There are some people, like devs probably, that have an insight into that. There are some people that just sit there and study Layer 2s, and that's how they invest. I think we've clearly seen that Matic, Pole, formerly Matic, currently Pole, is the market share to take, right? And Arbitrum and Optimism, day after day, week after week, month after month, is nibbling at that market share, and eventually it will be completely eroded, in my opinion, or be brought to parity, so that they'll all be kind of equally competitive. So yeah, that's what I think. With the thing is though, is Robinhood, Coinbase, you don't send USDC and USDT over Optimism and Arbitrum, you send it over Polygon, right? So there is a lot of name recognition for normies, and yeah. So I'll say that I think Polygon.
All I'll say is you're right, but it's funny that even with all those transactions, they're still being dwarfed by Arbitrum and Optimism.
Yeah, the question is that going to matter? And you can place a bet and say that it is going to matter, or you're going to place a bet on Arbitrum and Optimism and say no, they're going to take market share. The price is going to go up there, and I think that's as good of an argument. It's too equal, right? It's not a asymmetric trade. It's not obvious. So I want to be, if I can't find a trade that's more obvious than Bitcoin, I don't want to take it, right? And there's some that are, which is Ondo and other Chainlink, right? But I think that the layer 2 is similar to XRP too. It's just the outcome's too uncertain, right? Again, if you have more insights, if you're a dev, if you study layer 2s super intently, maybe you know something that the rest of the market does not know, and therefore you're at the beginning of the curve of the knowledge gap, and you're going to win.
And we'll have to watch that one play out. Again, we could be wrong on this list. Polygon could make a big comeback. And that would be, again, I'm not rooting against it to do that. But again, what I see happening in the moment, I just see it dropping. I want to address a chat from Dan. And address what's happening here. Dan said, let me guess. You guys packed your bags with a majority of the coins you want to do well and are trying to drive the narrative now. Dan, no, that's not how it works. Now, let me explain to you something about an influencer life and what we have to go through and how we're going to talk about things. We will talk very highly about the coins that we have in our portfolios. Okay? Just want to be very open with you guys. If you want to call it shilling, all right, go for it. We are shilling our portfolios. Is that not what an influencer should do? Would you rather us really talk heavily about a coin that we don't even believe in enough to invest in and tell you guys to go buy it, but we're going to stay as far away from it as possible? That just doesn't even make sense. But where you're getting it wrong, Dan, is we don't have the system, and we're kind of explaining it in this show. We don't have the system of saying, I like that coin, I like that coin, I like that coin, I like that coin. All right, let's make up a scenario in which it does well for the sake of making content. What we do is before choosing a coin, we honestly take a look at its fundamentals, at its charts, at what it's doing. And we decide, hey, which coins look like they're going to do well? And then we choose our coins after that list. So are we pumping? Are we talking highly? Are we shilling the coins that we personally own 1,000% yes. But the method of us getting there is that we fell in love with their details. We fell in love with their fundamentals. We fell in love with their charts. We have rational explanations as to why they're our top choices. And that's why you see things like I said earlier, if I was going to invest solely based off my heart, Cardano would be one of my top holdings. And it's not. In fact, I have been moving some of my Cardano into other projects. Why? Because despite the fact that I love what the IOHK team built, the fact that I love that Cardano is one of the biggest champions of decentralizations, and I believe it still has a future, it just doesn't look like it's going to have a good bull market this bull market. So I have to back off despite the fact that my heart says I love Cardano. Things even like having on this list, BCH is on this list. WorldCoin, as someone pointed out, is at number 48. If I was going to do this with my heart, neither one of those would be anywhere near here. These meme coins would not be on this list. I'm not here telling you what my heart says. I'm here telling you what my brain says. And maybe my brain is wrong. That's absolutely possible. It's been wrong before. I told you at the beginning of the show, I give myself a very small percentage of getting this list 100% correct. But I do think these are realistic targets for all of them based off of their details, their charts, and their fundamentals. And then after analyzing that way, now all of a sudden I attach my pocketbook to my brain cells, and then I shill, quote unquote, the coins that I'm investing in because I believe they're the best investments. To me, that's what I think an influencer should do. I'm only telling you guys that you should be bullish on the coins that I'm bullish on, that I'm investing heavily on. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But at least, at least I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and vice versa.
And if an influencer was gonna go that route and be unethical, right? Wouldn't there be a meme coin above Bitcoin on this list, right? Because that would be the best way to make money, is to just say, hey, Bonk is going to be a higher market cap than Bitcoin, for all these reasons, and it just get a bunch of people who don't understand investing in crypto to buy your coin, and then you sell at the top, right? We're not doing that. So that's
some of these tokens we have talked negatively on. So for example, Polygon, we just talked negatively about that, but we still think it's going to be in the top 50.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not all just shilling. We have realistic expectations of these projects.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna transition here. Let's just read through these other ones. We have Jasmine coming at 34. This is one of our top riskier plays, but again, big in Japan. It's got use case. We're not gonna go into the details here, but Jasmine, I think, could get some good money there. We love Tia. We love Pith. Another one in the real world asset space, going to do some special things. We have it there in our top 40. Jupiter. XLM, of course, XLM is going to just kind of follow behind XRP like it always has, it always will. Just going to keep some distance there. Rune, Arweave, Leo, Dai. We got our other bunch with our meme coins, Floki / Brett. We talked about Pole, IMX, Aave, Filecoin. My least favorite crypto of all cryptos out there, WorldCoin, FTM, and coming in at number 50 is Arrow. That wraps up our top 50. First four out, Beam. So again, we're talking about 51, 52, 53. They're not going to be much different than the market caps of number 50, right? But Beam, OKB, Litecoin, and then that narrow pop cat dual system. They're going to be somewhere there altogether. Coins that are dropping, that are currently top 50 projects, but are dropping out in our opinions. XMR, that's Monero. Again, Monero is not a terrible project. Decentralization and privacy is big. I just don't see the way they do it, them passing regulatory clarity. I think it's going to be something that is pretty much used. But when people accuse Bitcoin of being used by criminals and delinquents, and Monero legitimately is used for those types of things, right? So I think it's falling out. ETC,
at a high rate.
Ethereum Classic. I can't remember what this one is. It's a stable coin. We already have 2 stable coins up here. We don't need a bunch of stable coins up there. Crow, another exchange coin. Mantle, HBAR, and VeChain. Are these things dropping out of the top 100? Not necessarily. They might stay in the top 100, but they're currently top 50, and they're going to lose momentum. Other coins are going to jump them to make it up into the top 50. As we're wrapping up the show, in the comment section, in the chat, let us know what you guys think about our top 50. Crux, we're about to do a giveaway. We forgot to do our membership giveaway yesterday. We got to wrap up the show doing our giveaway. But beforehand, biggest takeaways, biggest thoughts from you, Crux, about this list that you want people to understand and know about.
Yeah, I think this was an interesting activity. I think everybody should go and take the time, whether it's this weekend, next weekend, or sometime soon, on where they think the top 50 projects this cycle should land. I think it's a
Yeah.
good activity to kind of get yourself prepared for getting your portfolio right. I've been a firm believer that this year is more or less the year of reallocating your funds. Last year in the bear market was a year for accumulating. Next year, you should be rewarding for both accumulating and reallocating your funds into the right projects.
Well said.
And if you can think ahead, I want to know what the top 50 are going to be, then, I think you'll definitely make some decisions that you never thought would be possible. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. T-Shirm, how about you? What do you want to kind of wrap up with?
Just put it all on meme coins, guys.
Here we go.
No. Yeah. No.
with still.
What I'll say is there were two coins that I've written down here, and that is Say and Arweave. Those should probably be in our honorable mentions as well. But there's a lot.
Arweave's on the list.
Arweave's on the list,
40.
number 40.
Okay, well, somebody put that in there.
And Say is currently at number 51, I believe.
52.
So the reason the reason it didn't come up because it's not currently a 50. And I think we did that. I think maybe T-Stream saying is disagrees. We did the list of like, is this better than this coin? Is this better than this coin? Is this better than this coin? And Say didn't make that list.
Yeah. So, that was just, just for the folks who are sitting there, my coin, just don't. Yeah. If a coin didn't make this list, that doesn't mean that we're thinking that it's complete crap at all, right? There's what I will say, though, is if your coin is not in the top 300 at least, you need to have been in crypto and understand crypto and understand risk management very well to feel confident in going down and putting a significant amount of money into those coins, right? If you're just seeing crypto as a casino, a place to have fun with 0.1% of your net worth, then you do whatever you want, right? But these are coins that we think are the safest in crypto, right? So anyway, that's for what it's worth. Yeah, and that's where I'll leave it. Yeah. I think you guys can look at this list and make decisions for yourself. Honestly, I think there's been a lot of you guys have kept yourself very cordial, very reserved in the chat, and I really appreciate that. There could have been a lot more nastiness, especially around the XRP section, and so we really appreciate that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I've said it a couple times in the show, but I want to make sure people understand this is our personal opinions, and the fact is. This is kind of based off of a collaboration of all three of us. Not even T-Shroom, Crux, and I would all have the same exact 50 list. So I guarantee you guys don't have this matched perfectly. The purpose of today's show and this list is another step of education, helping you guys think through, well, what do I think about the top 50? What do I think that a coin could perform? And again, historically, the level it's ranked at would have a massive implication on its potential dominance of crypto market cap. When you find out the dominance, you can find out its market cap. When you find out its market cap, you can divide that by its supply, and you get yourself a price prediction. So I want to challenge you guys on X, to all of our X users, take a list like this. Go create a spreadsheet, create a graph. If you guys are good with graphics, create a whole special thing. Make your own top 50 licks and list and tag T-Shroom, myself, and Crux on X. I want to see your guys' lists as well. And we're going to all make a lot of money in this bull market, no matter who is right and who is wrong. All of these coins, even the ones that are falling out of the top 50, are going to make some gains. I can't wait to do that with you guys together. Before we let you go for the show, we do have our giveaway, our weekly membership giveaway. These are for our, I believe this is our Ultimates members, correct, Crux?
This is the Ultimates Pro Bros. Yeah, Ultimates Pro Bros in the Algo Bro memberships.
All right, let's get it. A lot of names on this list. I love it. JV. JV, you got to reach out to collect your winnings. Reach out to T-Shroom over on Discord. By the way, if you guys watched this show and you were like, man, there's so much stuff there, but I don't know what my portfolio should look like. I want to learn more about properly structuring how I invest. All those names on that list are Ultimate / Pro Bros members. They're entitled to a quarterly one-on-one with someone from our team to help you go through your personal portfolio, your personal risk to reward management, and your investment to tailor your portfolio to you. Copy and pasting someone else's portfolio is not going to work. I know I love seeing it when people post their portfolios. For all of our members, we post our portfolios, but no two portfolios really should be the same. Each one should be tailored to you just like a snowflake. That sounds crazy, but that's something that we do that all of our members get access to, is they get a one-on-one attention to help them think through their actual portfolio. If that's something you want, check out the Ultimates package down below in the Discord. With that said, it's the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto is amazing. Maybe a 70K by Monday, maybe a Monday morning I'm wearing a hat for our Monday show. We're out to see how it happens this weekend, but take some time away from the computer. Take some time. Go spend time with people that you love. Go love on them as well. Touch some grass. We'll see you on Monday. Love you guys. Adios.